We all have those days when nothing's working. So then what? I'll tell you what, from personal experience, and I don't know if this is a good thing or not, I have had to figure out how to make things happen on days when nothing is happening. Now, oftentimes when we hear about videos like this, what to do when nothing else is working, we're thinking about a lure, but that's not the case in this situation. I'm thinking about a location, and those locations are something that is like a funnel or a neck down type of an area. If you are a deer hunter, you are very familiar with this situation. As a matter of fact, many years ago, I had one of my favorite stands to hunt was a place where a storm had blown a great big tree over a fence, a barbed wire fence, and right at this spot, okay, there was just this little V neck down area in the fencing, and the deer would just come from all over the place right to it and then move right through it. Now, they could have jumped the fence wherever they want, but they didn't. They chose to come through this funnel, and setting a tree stand there was awesome. It was an excellent, excellent place to go ahead and hunt. Fishing is very much the same way. If we can find these funnels, these neck down areas, they have everything that we are absolutely looking for. They have deeper water access, usually on a couple sides. They have hard cover or structure that is easily fished. We don't have to go, from one place to 200 yards to another place. We can oftentimes reach all parts of the funnel from one boat position. They are really, really good. And here's the part that I really like about it, is a funnel or a neck down area maximizes whatever available current there is. If it's natural current, if you're a river angler, you know this. If it's natural current, when it comes down to a funnel or a neck down, the current really picks up through the funnel and then slows back down again as it starts to leave the funnel. Wow, that is dynamite for positioning, feeding fish all over the place. If it is boat wakes, it'll do the same thing. It's kind of like sloshing around in a bathtub. It'll have more current in that neck down area, and the same with the wind. If you're out there on a day where there's just a little bit of wind and I was hoping for some more chop, if that wind is blowing towards a funnel or a neck down, that wind is going to be amplified coming through that area, the current that it creates. So those are the reasons why I look for these places and why they have been so good to me. Now, a very traditional neck down area is a bridge. Okay, so if you're fishing a reservoir and you got a causeway and a road's coming, and then there's a tiny little bridge and then the road continues down another causeway, man, those are dynamite. Just like you, I've caught some really excellent fish in those situations. Now, the key with finding these funnels, though, is that type of a funnel or neck down, that bridge, it's super obvious. Everybody fishes them. What we need to look for both on our home waters, okay, do some little more checking and scanning, and definitely every time you go to a new body of water, is to locate some of these that are not quite so obvious. For example, a weed bed can create a funnel or a neck down area. Now, we're not talking, it doesn't have to be something that's super deep, okay, but maybe there is a depth change of the weeds, or there's a really hard bottom contour that shows up in one place, or a rock pile, and the weeds are not growing right there. That's going to create that little bitty type of a funnel that's not so obvious to everybody running down the lake. But boy, if you can find a few places like that on the waters that you fish, man, those can be absolute game changers, especially on days when nothing seems to be working. Hey, if you would want to watch a video on some different tips of fishing current, go ahead and check this video out right here, and make sure to go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.